Hi there, and welcome back to Mary's Nest. Today, I'm making applesauce, and I thought I'd bring you along. Now today I'm using 3 different types of apples. I've got the Fuji apples, I've got the Galas, and the Granny Smiths, the green ones. These are my favorite because they had a nice little tang to the applesauce, and I like that. But you can use whatever apples you want. It really doesn't matter. Now when I make applesauce, I like to leave the skins on. I'll just chop this up and I'll put it in the pot and cook it down like that. And the reason I do that is I feel, there's a little extra nutrition in leaving the peel on, making the final product, the cooked applesauce, more nutritious than if I had peeled them. Now, in order to do that though, I have to process it at the end through my food mill, and that'll leave behind all the skins and the seeds and so on and so forth. And it's very easy to do, and I really like using this, and I use it for a lot of things. You can use make tomato sauce with it and various other things, puree soups and whatnot, and it's very affordable. And I'll down in the description below, under where it says show more, if you click on that, I'll have a link to the recipe for how I make my applesauce, and I'll also have a link where you can find a food mill if you'd like to buy one. They're very reasonable. Well, I've got 6 pounds of apples here that I've washed up. Now these are organic, but you don't have to get organic if you don't want to. What I would recommend is if they're not organic, just give them a good washing with baking soda and water, or you can even make a little paste of baking soda and vinegar and it'll foam up, and you can give them a good washing. That can help get rid of a little bit of the pesticides, so that's a helpful little tip to know. Then I've got a juice of half a lemon, and I've got a teaspoon of cinnamon here. You don't need to include this. I like to make cinnamon applesauce, and I use the Ceylon cinnamon, which is supposed to be more nutritious than the other types, and it's very tasty, and it adds a nice little touch to the applesauce. And then I've got a cup of water. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get ready to cut these all up, and I'll bring you in closer so you can see what I'm doing. Now before I start to cut up the apples, I just want to share with you a little tip on how to eyeball approximately how many pounds of apples you have. These are large apples, about the size of maybe a softball, and 4 of these together are about 2 pounds. Then these smaller ones, these are more about the size of a baseball, and these together are about 1 pound. So when you're shopping for apples and you're saying, oh, well, I need 6 pounds to make applesauce, or at least this particular type of applesauce, I'm going to need about 6 pounds. So you'll know that the larger ones, 4 of those are 2 pounds, and the smaller ones, 4 of those are about 1 pound. And these are just estimates. It's not exact, but hopefully being able to eyeball it will help. Alrighty, well, let me get started, and I'll show you that all I do is just take the apple as it is, I cut it in half, and I'm just going to leave the skin on, leave the core in, everything. I'm not going to worry about any of it. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to transfer it right to the pot, and I'll bring you over so you can see that. Now I'm starting to add in the cut apples, but the first thing I'm going to do is put the water in there so we can see that in the bottom, and then I'm going to add in the little bit of lemon juice, and then finally I'm going to add in my little bit of cinnamon. And that way it'll get nice and mixed in perfectly. Alrighty, well, I'm going to go ahead and continue to add in my cut up apples. Well, I've got all my apples in the pot, and I've brought the water up to a simmer, and now I've turned it down to low. I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to check it in about 30 minutes to see how it's progressing, and when I do that, I'll bring you back and show you as well. Well, it's been about 30 minutes simmering on low, and so I want to take the lid off. Oh, it looks terrific. And at this point, what I like to do is just stir it around, see how the liquid is. The apples are releasing a lot of liquid. Oh, and see how soft they're getting? It's beautiful. So at this point, what I want to do now is, this is a little potato masher, and what I'm going to do is just kind of press everything down. Just give it a press, just to kind of help it along, and Just keep pressing, continuing like this, and I'm going to keep doing this until all the apples are pretty well mashed. Well, I've mashed it all down with the potato masher. Skins and all are in here, everything, seeds, the works. And now what I'm going to do is just let this continue to simmer on low for about 15 minutes or so, just to let a little bit more of the liquid evaporate, and then we'll get ready to put it through the food mill. Well, I let my applesauce simmer uncovered on the stove for a few more minutes, about 15 minutes, just to let a little bit more of the liquid dissipate, and it's perfect now. So the next step is I'm going to put it through my food mill, and all you do is, and I'm going to show you this in case you're not familiar with a food mill. It basically comes with a little piece on the bottom. Sorry for all the banging. It usually comes with 3 of these discs, and this is the finest holes, and then there's medium holes and then larger holes. When I do the applesauce, I like to use this one that has the smallest holes in it. Basically, all you do is put this in the bottom, fits right in, and then this piece has a little part there that goes right into the hole of the strainer part. And then this part is on a little tension spring, so it's very easy. You just connect it in like that. 1, 2, 3. Then, normally I'm putting this over a glass bowl so that you can see what it looks like when it comes through. But normally I would put this over a higher, like a stock pot or something. That way I could do everything in one fell swoop and I didn't have to worry about transferring or anything like that. But so if you do this at home, I'd recommend that. But just to show you, I wanted to use the glass bowl. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take the applesauce, which, you know, has the peels and the pits and the skins and the cores, everything, and we're just going to transfer it right into the food mill. And I'm just going to fill it up about halfway. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're just going to turn this crank, and you just sort of spread it all around like that. Just about halfway up. And some liquids, you're going to see it start to drip out of the bottom holes. That's fine. There we go. That's a good amount. Alrighty, so you see I've got that filled. Let's move this out of the way a little. And then all you do is crank it clockwise. And there we go. And you'll see that the applesauce will start coming out at the bottom. And you just keep going around and around like this. So it's actually very easy to do. I like to think I'm getting a little bit of an arm workout, but it's actually very easy. And there it just starts straining out the bottom. And if any of the skins or you feel anything gets stuck a little, you can just go counterclockwise and then just go back to going clockwise. And there you see, it's going to come right out. Beautiful applesauce, no seeds, no skin, nothing. And I'm just going to keep doing this until I get down to the bottom, because then I'm going to take this out and I want to show you how it looks in case you've never worked with a food mill before. I just want to take this out so you can see it clearly. I'll rest that there. And see, in the bottom we've got the skins. So it's kind of neat. And what I do is I don't have to clean it out or anything between putting everything in. It'll handle it very well. And then at the very end when I'm done, I'll just take that out as I just did and push out the strainer bottom and just clean it out. And that's it. It's wonderful. And you can do all kinds of things with this. You can put your you can cook your tomatoes with the skins on, put them in here, make your tomato sauce. Any kind of soups that you want to do, like when we made the super mineral broth and we used the whole vegetables and did all of that. I'll link to that video. And then afterwards, I put all the vegetables, skins and all, right into the food mill, and that gave me a beautiful pureed vegetable soup. So there's a lot that you can do with food mill, and it's just wonderful to have on hand. And the nice thing is too that if for any reason you are out your power's out, or you simply want to save on energy, this is human energy, just doing it like that. So you don't need to worry, you know, if you don't have a blender or a food processor or whatever. This really does everything, and I'm so happy that I've had mine a long time, and I've really gotten a lot of good use out of it. Well, I'm going to put this back together. I'm going to continue pureeing the applesauce, and when I'm all done, I'll bring you back and I'll show you how everything looks. Well, I processed all my applesauce through the food mill, and it just looks wonderful. And I wanted to show you, I saved what was left in the food mill after I got all the applesauce out. And as you see, it's just all the peels, and there's some seeds, and that's basically it. I think I also saw in here one of the stems that was on one of the apples, but I just find this amazing. This is why I love the food mill. There's so little waste when you make applesauce, because when you peel the apples, there's no way you could peel them this well. You know, I guess I've never tried one of those little crank things that I've seen people have that peel the apples, but this just amazes me. Basically, there's no waste, and then you can just go and throw this in the compost pile or whatever you want to do with it, and you have all this magnificent applesauce. I'm very happy. Well, I'm going to just put this to the side, and I'm going to bring some little jars over and show you how I decant it and get ready to put it in the refrigerator. Now, the way I like to store my applesauce is just in these little jars, and all I do is just transfer it in like this, and then I'll fill each jar, and then I just put them in the refrigerator. And then this way, whenever someone wants some applesauce, it's just, they've got it in this nice little jar, just like if you had one of those little containers, you know, from the grocery store. But this is beautifully homemade, and it has no sugar, and just some cinnamon, and every last bit of goodness that we were able to get out of those apples. Well, that's it. Just put the cap on, done. One nice jar of applesauce, all ready for the refrigerator. Well, I decanted all of my applesauce, and I've got 14 beautiful jars to put into the refrigerator. And now I just left a little to the side here. I'm going to give this a little taste. It's got a beautiful, beautiful consistency. Oh, that's lovely. Got a terrific taste. Not too sweet, not too tart, it's just perfect. And a little bit of the overtone of the cinnamon is delightful. Now, for complete directions on how to make this, you can go below to the description underneath this video, and I'll have a link to the recipe. And you can also go directly to my website, marysnest.com, and find the recipe there as well. Well, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you like learning more about cooking from scratch like this, as well as natural living, making natural remedies, home remedies, and touring around the Texas Hill Country a little bit with me, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. And if you do, be sure to click on the little notification bell that'll let you know each time I upload a new video. Well, that's all for today, but I want to thank you for joining me, and I look forward to having you join me again right here in my Texas Hill Country kitchen. Love and God bless.